What's up guys, Ryan here from Mudgunner, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite ARs, the Daniel Defense. I know this makes it look like I'm sponsored by them, but I promise I'm not. I bought all of these myself. I think I bought every single one used except one. This one was my very first gun. I did buy this brand new at the store I work at, and yeah, this is kind of what got my love for Daniel Defense started. It was my very first gun ever. So yeah, we're going to talk about just the models I have, nothing too crazy. I've shot a bunch of these on the channel for you guys. But yeah, I am a Daniel Defense fanboy. There's more I want. I will tell you guys I'm getting another one next month, and I already have the optic for it. I'm actually pretty excited. I shared this optic last month, but I am getting another M4A1. I do have one here, but it's getting this. So I got a mil-spec brown M4A1, and it's getting a basically mil-spec brown L-can 1.5 to 6. So I'm really excited for that. It looks like this optic was just born to be on that gun, and it's going to be a really badass setup because this is my other M4A1 right here, so yes, 2 is necessary. I might even go 3, you know, we'll see. But yeah, I will have that sometime in February. I'm just paying on it right now, but I'm very excited to have that and throw this Hellcan on there. So, but yeah, the Daniel Defense right here is what got me started on them. This is a Daniel Defense V5 lightweight, and it started out life as a 16-inch barrel. It had their pencil barrel with a 12.5-inch, or not a 12.5-inch, it had a 12-inch quad rail, the slimline one. So this is not like their Mark 18 rail. This is a one-piece quad rail. The Mark 18 and the Wrist 2 rails are two-piece quad rails, and they're much thicker. So this started out with the 16-inch barrel and a 12-inch rail. When I turned 21, I SBR'd it, and I thought if I put a 12.5-inch barrel on there, it would line up perfectly, but it sat too far into the 12-inch rail, so I had to buy the 10-inch rail. So yeah, it's a 12.5-inch barrel with a 10-inch rail. It started out life with the 16 though. But yeah, that was my very first AR, my very first SBR, very first suppressor. So I just have been building it up over the years, and I kind of kept, you know, the suppressor original. It's FDE because I was running this on like my Scar 17 as well. I still run it on my Scar 17. But at some point I might do a black suppressor on there because it does drive my OCD a little bit crazy. I just want it all blacked out. But yeah, it's a really great gun. It's got a Geisley STC trigger, Radian safety selector, an older BCM ambi charging handle, Magpul M-Bus Pro sights. The front is on backwards so that it's not in the way of my light. I got the Surefire Turbo on here. Chose not to do a pressure pad because their pressure pads just kind of suck in my opinion. EOTech EXPS 2-2 with the G33 magnifier. I absolutely love this setup. I don't use the magnifier as much. I tend to just run my EOTechs as is, but I like the option of the magnifier. I always thought it looked cool, so that's why I put it on there. And then Viking Tactics Sling. At the time, they did not come with their own furniture. It came with a Magpul stock and an A2 grip, so I had to buy a Daniel Defense stock. I bought this BCM grip, and then this is one of the older vertical grips. There's no rubber padding on here. I don't know if I have any. No, I don't have any with the modern one. But yeah, this is just all plastic. The modern ones come with like some rubber padding, so that's how you know it's OG Daniel Defense. And then it's stamped M4 carbine, not DD4 carbine. So that's, I think, 2015 models and prior. And it's Black Creek, Georgia on the lower, not Savannah, Georgia. The oldest ones, I believe, are Savannah, Georgia. I do want to find one of those models just to have and add to the collection. That would be like an older V7 without the M-Lock rail. I had their own proprietary rail. But yeah, that was my very first one. And then I'm going to be like a little off on which ones I got next. We've just kind of added a few. We'll just start on this side. So right here, I have a Daniel Defense V11. The V11 is the Keymod rail. I know Keymod is kind of dead, but I still think it's cool, and it's mostly covered. You can basically get most of the accessories that you can in Keymod that are also M-Lock and Picatinny. But yeah, this is a V11, and one thing I always liked, they were a lot more prominent like years ago, was the Tornado Gray. I just like Daniel Defense's Tornado Gray. It looks really sick, and obviously setup-wise, it looks very similar to the last one. I don't shoot this one that much. I'm not 100% sold on this setup. Not because it's bad, just because it's like, I feel like I should do something else to it so it's not so similar to that. And you'll notice a lot of these have EOTechs on there, I know. It's one of my favorite optics, so can't hate me for that. But yeah, I do have the EOTech EXPS 2-0 and the G33 magnifier on this one as well. Running the same Magpul sights. This one has a more basic light. It has a stream light on here. I don't know what model. It's one of the handheld models, and then it's in a Daniel Defense ring light mount, which I think is cool. I got a BCM grip here. I forget who makes these rail panels right here, but they're pretty nice. And then we got the BCM ones. And then it's got a Magpul gray sling, the MS4 QD. And then this one's got a Timney trigger. This is the Daniel Horner 3-gun trigger. This trigger was sent to me by Timney. And then we got the Radian charging handle. But I do like it. I love the gray. It matches very well with my SIG Vertison gray. So yeah, Daniel Defense V11. Next up, we have one that I haven't even shot yet. I've had this thing for, gosh, I've had this thing for like 2 years. I haven't even shot it yet because I have other 300 blackouts, but I need to buy a suppressor for it. This is a Daniel Defense PDW chambered in 300 blackout. This one came with a binary trigger, not from them. I bought it used that way, but I've never shot it, so I don't know how it shoots. I don't care for binary, guys. It is cool. In 300 blackout, it's going to be expensive, but it's just not as practical because the second shot is not as accurate as the first. So you just kind of spray and pray. But at some point, I might change that trigger out. But yeah, Daniel Defense PDW. I did do the optic and light setup myself. It's got a Vortex Razor AMG. This is on a Unity riser. And then I got a Surefire X300. The reason why it's on a Unity riser is so that my X300 is just right there. And I think it goes pretty well. But I want to get a suppressor for it. I'm thinking a Dead Air Sandman K. I have a couple Sandman S's in tan, but I'm thinking like a black Sandman K would be cool on there. Something that just kind of goes under the rail a little bit. So, and I shot my buddy's Sandman S, and it was decent enough. It's not super quiet, but I have a bunch of other super quiet 300 blackouts, so I don't mind if this is not as quiet. Just it'll look cool like that. So, steel. Yeah, I need to shoot it at some point, just probably not till I suppress it. And then right here, we have one of my recent Mark 18 builds that I'm really liking. This is a Daniel Defense Mark 18 with the Elcan Spectre DR 1-4, and I think it looks sick. I like the all black with the tan rail, or like the really dark chocolate mil-spec brown rail. And then I kind of copied someone else's build. Like I looked at their build, I'm like, that looks sick. So I tried to clone it a little bit like that. They had like a Surefire light and an AAC M4 2000, but I went with a Cloud Defensive Owl, and this is going to get a OSS Helix QD Titanium, older OSS can, not the modern Huxworks. But yeah, so it's got the Huxworks flash hider, got a Tango Down vertical grip. This one also has a Geisley trigger. I forget which model. This one is, my cap just fell off. This one is a single stage, probably like 3.5 pound trigger. I like protecting the glass, but this cap doesn't stay on very well. Yeah, we're gonna just forget that. So yeah, 1-4 Elcan is really nice. This one has BCM furniture, and then Radian safety selector, Daniel Defense charging handle, Viking Tactic sling. I do like it a lot. I can't wait to suppress it. Over here, we have my Daniel Defense V7. This is like the M-Lock Mark 18. This one's pretty sick. So it's in the mil-spec brown color, so the same color as the M4A1 I'm getting next month. And then this one I really tried to color match. So it's got a Dead Air Sandman S, works pretty well on there. It's got the mil-spec brown Daniel Defense iron sights, which are not even usable with this EOTech EXPS2 on a riser. It just looks cool. I might do an EOTech EXPS 3-0, the tan one. So that's a quick detach model. I just put this on a riser because I don't like how low it is. It's a full co-witness sight. I like the lower 1/3 or a little bit taller. So I'm not 100% sold on that setup yet. It's just what works. I buy a lot of used stuff, guys. Like everything, this whole setup minus the suppressor I bought used. So I built it out like that. But yeah, we might swap that at some point so the iron sights are actually usable with an optic on there. This one has a brown, like a mil-spec brown color Cloud Defensive Owl. And then it's got Radian charging handle in the brown color. I also need to find the safety selector in that because I have that on that one. And then it's got a Magpul sling, Geisley trigger. Shoots pretty nice. I do like it. Next up, we're going to talk about the Imposter on the couch. This looks like a Daniel Defense Mark 18, but this is actually a Colt Mark 18. The only thing Daniel Defense on it is the rail. This one was set up for my Surefire RC2 suppressor, but you'll notice I have one there, and I don't even leave that one on there. That one stays on my Scar 16, so that's the 7.62 Mini. I am wanting to set up the 3 Mark 18s with different dedicated suppressors. So this one's going to get a dedicated OSS Helix QD 556 Titanium. This one is going to get a dedicated AAC M4 2000. I did pick up a couple. I want to run one on this, and then I want to run one on a HK416 build at some point whenever I can get to it. But yeah, I got 2 M4 2000s, and one of them is basically brand new. The other one has a little bit of wear, but nothing crazy. This muzzle device isn't even permanently attached yet. I got to make sure it fits tomorrow at the store because I don't have the suppressor yet. It's just at the shop. But yeah, this is, I forget who makes the muzzle device. It's not a factory AAC one, it's an aftermarket one. But I pulled my Surefire 4-prong off here today to do that, and I'm going to see how it looks with that can. But I'm excited. So Colt Mark 18, just with the Daniel Defense Wrist 2 rail. It's got Aimpoint Comp M4, Cloud Defensive Rain, but it's not a true Daniel Defense. It just looks the part. Going to a real Mark 18 here. we have my main Mark 18. This is my night vision setup. So Mark 18 with the law folder. People always ask if this is reliable. I have had no issues with it. I've shot it suppressed, unsuppressed, not with it folded. You don't shoot it folded, but I have had no issues functioning it or using it. But yeah, Surefire RC2, factory Mark 18 on the front end. We have the Cloud Defensive Moonshine Rain. We have a Tango down grip. We have an app PLC. We have the EOTech EXPS 3.0 on a riser. So this is a night vision compatible one. And I like it on the riser because it goes over your app PLC or your PEC, and then it's easier to use with night vision. It's on a Unity riser. It's also got a Geisley trigger, Radian safety and charging handle, and then I like the B5 furniture on this one, and then the Blue Force Gear Sling. So it really ties it in together. Yes, it's a little front heavy, but I mean, it's not bad. You can run with it, and it's very comfortable and soft shooting, especially with the folder, because this has a Geisley H2 plus the weight. It makes it, I'd say it makes it a pretty soft shooting gun. So that's my main Mark 18. And then we'll go to its big brother, the M4A1. I don't know where I put the sling on this one, but I did have a Blue Force Gear sling on it at some point. Just, I don't remember what I did with it. So I had the muzzle device swapped out for a Surefire 4-prong. I threw my RC762 Mini on here, but I don't run the suppressed that often. I tend to like the shorter gun suppressed because this is a 14.5. It's got the Cloud Defensive Rain on there. I kind of set it up as a clone of their front sight block uppers. They did a batch where it's the whatever, the wrist 2 rail, and then it has a cutout for their front sight post. I saw when they came out with those uppers, I'm like, ah, that looks really good. So I put the Daniel Defense iron sights on here to kind of mimic that, and it works out well. I forget who makes this. I bought this used. Someone always comments on it. It's nice. Basically, the way you would hold this, you wrap around, and then you can put your thumb right there in front of the sight, and you can still use your iron sights or the EOTech. Also running an EOTech EXPS 3.0. This one also has the B5 furniture, Radian safety and charging handle in like the brown color. So I like that. And then this one has a POF trigger. But yeah, I mean, that's the main Daniel Defenses. There's more I want to add. So I'm adding another M4A1. I want to add, what else do I want to add? I want to add a Mark 12 for sure. I want to get that. I want to add one of their bolt guns at some point. And then they came out with a Daniel Defense PCC, the 9mm that I showed at SHOT Show. I think it was this past year. It may have been 2024, but that one's not out yet. Believe it or not, I want to add another Mark 18 and just do another build on that. Other than that, I mean, I used to have a V9. I traded that towards my Honey Badger at the time, so getting another V9 would be cool. That's like the longer 16-inch barrel with the 15-inch quad rail. But yeah, I do like collecting Daniel Defense guys, but I try to shoot them. I mostly shoot the Mark 18s, let's be honest. Yeah, I'd say those are the main ones, but I also shoot my first one a lot too. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's just kind of like pricier ARs, but I do like building rifles, guys. I know it's overkill, but it's my passion, and I'm excited to add another one next month and add this Elcan on there because that'll look sick. But thank you guys, and I will see you in my next video.